You planning on cutting your hair?
No, but I might cut yours. After I've cut your face. We don't like snitches in here, Bunny Rabbit. We especially don't like them when they talk to the commissioner. But not to worry. I don't think he'll like you quite as much once I've finished with you.
Okay, look, I get it. You think that I'm a snitch, right?
Unless he's really your boyfriend.
Well, I wish he was. I mean, maybe he wouldn't have arrested me for murder.
Is that why you're here?
Uh-huh. They say I bludgeoned a man to death with a baseball bat.
Did you?
What do you think? Do I look like the kind of woman who could lure a man into an empty building and sneak up behind him and smash his skull? Watch him fall to the floor and then stand back and watch his body burn? Am I bad enough to swing that bat? I mean, would it be worth it to me to get rid of someone that I hated as much as I hated Damian Smith? Why don't you tell me? Or better yet, why don't you cut me? And then we can both find out how I react when I'm angry.
Anybody who had any sense whatsoever wouldn't have found me guilty then or now.
Not Catherine again.
Why should your woman be any less of a suspect than mine?
Because she didn't do it.
Neither did Laura.
Amazing how we agree these days. Look, I've got another meeting, so you got some more time. But not much. So don't waste it on people we both know are innocent.
Thanks for the tip, Commissioner.
By the way, what are you looking for anyway?
A mistake. The killer has either made one or is about to, because nobody's perfect, and I'm gonna catch him. Don't forget to lock that door.
I categorically deny any involvement in Smith's murder. Yes, I wanted him dead, but so did a lot of people. He was a plague on this city, and on Charles Street in particular. And I'll admit, if I could have played God, I would have gotten rid of him just as soon as he started to annoy me. But that wasn't possible. And I'll admit, if I could have played God, I would have gotten rid of him as soon as he started to annoy me. But that wasn't possible.
I'm supposed to believe you whacked some guy upside the head, then lit him on fire?
No, of course not. I'm as innocent as you are.
Could have fooled me. Those are bad things you did, Bunny Rabbit. Or should I call you Slugger?
You can call me whatever you like. But just keep it friendly, okay? Because I don't like having to defend myself.
Don't we all? Back off, ladies. I'd still watch my step if I were you. No baseball bats in here. Maybe that's just as well.
Thank you for getting down here so soon.
Yeah, no problem. What's up?
Edward Quartermain. I think he knows a lot more about Damian's murder than he's willing to admit. Justus, if you think about it, Edward Quartermain is hip deep in this murder. It all adds up.
I'm not sure where you're coming from.
Well, look. The night Laura was arrested, who shows up at my door? Unexpected, uninvited, all sympathetic because we thought I was going to be arrested. Edward. he offers to post my bail. Now, why does he do that? I mean, he doesn't have to put money on the line for me. We're not friends by any stretch of the imagination. All right, now hang with me, okay? Then Laura gets thrown in the tank. Who shows up with the hotshot defense attorney? Edward. Why? I ask you to take the case. Who raises the objection? Edward, not the hotshot attorney. I mean, you know, since when does my family business become his? I'm telling you, it all adds up. He knows something.
Well, maybe I'm just a little bit tense today, but are you saying that you think Edward killed Damien?
Well, maybe not with his own lily white hands, but he's certainly capable of hiring somebody to do it. At the very least, he can probably finger the killer, who is still out there because we know my wife didn't do it. He knows something.
I think it's a stretch.
Then prove me wrong. You know him as well as anybody. And if he's capable of feeling guilt at all, there's a whole heap of it on him with your family's name stamped all over it. Justus, will you work him for me? Can't help but notice that you're not exactly jumping at the opportunity to follow through with this.
Well, I'm just trying to cast an objective eye. Your points are well taken, and why is not an unreasonable question. I think that if Edward is involved, it would have to be peripherally, and it's conceivable that maybe he's protecting someone.
That doesn't let him off the hook. If he knows anything that can free my wife, he should have spoken up a long time ago.
Well, so what is it that you want me to do? Just come right out and ask Edward what he's hiding?
You know what? Forget it. I'll handle Edward myself.
Luke, I'm not refusing to help.
If the man knows something, then he and the killer are playing God with Laura's life. And they will pay. Tell me something, Edward. How far would you go to cover your butt?
Hi. I know who you are. You're the prosecuting attorney in the Damien Smith murder.
That's right. Could I have a cup of coffee, please?
Not in my diner.
How long have you been standing there?
That's not the question. The question is, how far would you go to cover your butt?
Now, I will not be grilled by an unwelcome intruder, particularly an intruder who is not only presumptuous, but who is unable to communicate in a way that makes sense. Maybe you'll articulate better with the police.
Well, there you go. I'll just tell them you're getting away with murder. I'll bet they'll find that easy enough to understand.
What do you want?
I want to know who killed Damien Smith.
What makes you think I have the answer?
You look a little frayed around the edges, Ed.
Are you accusing me of something?
Maybe.
Prove it.
I intend to.
Good luck. Oh, just for the record, though, my sport is soccer. It's not baseball.
Well, let's don't forget manipulation. You pull one set of strings, Scorpio's the new police commissioner. You pull another set, and that flunky lawyer of yours is suddenly defending my wife.
Now, I believed, and I still do, that Chambers can help.
What's in it for you?
I was concerned about your wife. Am I supposed to apologize for that?
You used her. You hired Chambers to convince her to cop a plea and do some time. Case closed. Very convenient. Who are you protecting? Yourself? Some other low-life Quartermain?
No one. I swear on my life.
That means nothing to me. I'll be watching you, Edward.
I was just getting home. Enter at your own risk.
Why? What's going on?
Ruby squared off with Dara Jensen. Could get ugly in there. Bye.
Good evening, counselor.
Oh,
Want some company?
if you wouldn't mind saving my life.
Oh, well, if you will be beholden to me for the rest of the trial, I'd be more than happy to.
Well, I would kill for a club sandwich.
Well, now, that's a very serious offense. And I'd offer to represent you, but my plate is a little full at the moment. No pun intended.
Well, I was hoping you would make the order for me and then slide it over to me.
Well, I'd be more than happy to, but why don't you just order it yourself?
Well, here's your answer.
Ah,
Would
Ruby.
you like a cup of coffee?
Yes, I would.
Well, you should have it.
And a club sandwich, please.
Okay, I'll fix it for you. I'd like a refill on my coffee as well, please. See what I mean?
Well, that's what you get when you come into enemy territory.
All I wanted was a sandwich, and Kelly's the only spot open this late at night. Which reminds me, why aren't you at home in bed?
Ah, too much work, not enough time.
An election and a murder defense all at once? That is a tall order.
Yeah, especially when my campaign manager is behind bars.
You're taking a risk, you know that? Serving as her attorney, that could cost you some votes.
Oh, I'm not worried. Laura Spencer is loved and respected in this town. People want to see her back with her family. She's going to come out of this smelling like a rose. Victim of the system, all of that. And you know who they're going to blame?
I can take care of myself.
Oh, I'm sure you can. Hey, did you know that the paper's going to publish a whole article on Laura and all her community work tomorrow? I've got an advance copy someplace.
Don't hurt yourself.
But you're not interested?
Not really.
Oh, well, why don't you go ahead, take a look at it. Might change your mind about her.
You know what? It doesn't matter what I think. The only decision that counts is the jury's.
Oh, and you're going to do everything you can to erase any reasonable doubt.
I'm the prosecuting attorney. That's what they pay me for.
So I see. If there's no bad guy, you invent one. Well, I wouldn't want your job.
Well, you wouldn't have wanted my last one either. I was the public defender.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I left because I couldn't take one more day of putting guilty people back on the streets.
So now you put innocent people behind bars. It's an interesting twist.
That's a nice try, counselor.
What?
You're trying to bait me. Too bad I'm not taking a bite.